I'm here with Kevin Holland ahead of his bout against Michael Venom Page at UFC 299. Kevin, before we get started, I want to ask you, we were devastated as Aussie fight fans when Alexander Volkanovski got knocked out last UFC against Ilia Topuria. What was your reaction when you saw Volk get knocked out?
Yeah, it was rough. You know, it's a big Volk fan. And it's like, in my opinion, Volk would be number one pound for pound BMF guy. Any place, anytime, anybody. So, yeah, it hurts a little bit, yeah.
It was rough. If you were Volk right now, what would you do next?
Just enjoy my time with the family. I mean, of course, you want your belt back, but sometimes it's good just to sit back and chill. You know, dude's been very, very active, and when we say active, I'm an active guy myself. But when you say his type of active, he's been active against literally pound for pound number ones in the world, the best guys, top 10 competition in the world, not just the weight class. So it's just a little bit of time with the family and just see how you feel. You know,
Very true. You're one of the most active fighters in the UFC. Do you feel like Volkanovski may have took your crown as the coming in on short notice king?
Yeah, sure, you can have it.
There was no Kevin Holland memes.
Yeah. No, Volk's, like I said, he's a champ, so he can have it.
You're going up against MVP, newcomer to the UFC. Do you feel like you're representing the UFC in this bout as the number one fight promotion?
Nah, not at all. If they wanted somebody to represent them as the number one fight promotion, they probably went with their number one contender. I think they just wanted a fun fight, and I'm here for a fun fight. Anytime you need a gunslinger, I'm usually the person you call.
Now, I asked MVP this. Now, Bellator versus the UFC, what do you think the main differences are between the promotions?
Clout. You know, one has more popularity than the other one. One's an OG, the other one's not. It's the OG, man. They started this shit, you know. They've been around for a very long time, and they've been doing nothing but great work for a very long time. So it's kind of hard to top that, you know. It's like, yeah, you know, the UFC is the dream. You know, every kid wants to be here.
MVP is 36 years old. Do you think he's left it too late to have a UFC run?
Yeah, to have a full-blown UFC run, I think he has left it too late. But to still have fun in here in the UFC and do his thing, I think he's at a good age to still have fun, collect a few more checks, and then go off to the spotlight. He needs a little bit more clout before he can make those ultimate bucks. And like we said, clout. You know, he comes here, gets a little bit more clout, and maybe he goes out and tries to make a few extra bucks. But I fuck his teeth up, and he ain't doing none of that. So
now, you're fighting on an absolutely stacked card. Some will say probably the most stacked card of the year. Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera. Who's your main event fight prediction?
I like Cheeto. I like Sugar. They're both really, really good guys. Something just telling me just lean towards Sugar. You know what I mean? He's really motivated to get his win back. The dude's a phenomenal striker, and he can do some other things pretty well too. So I think Cheeto's pretty. I think Sugar's pretty locked in. I think he gets it done, but can't sleep on fucking Marlon. Marlon knocked you out in the 5th round. So just be a fucking great fight.
The BMF title is being defended on UFC 300. In your honest opinion, who do you think the baddest motherfucker is in the UFC?
Volk. I got Volk on that one. Just because, like I said, the activity level, fight anybody, anytime, any place. Doesn't matter if it's down a weight class, up a weight class. Volk don't give a damn. He's been pound for pound, and while he was pound for pound, he was still more active than most guys are that are on the roster. So, yeah, for me personally, I feel like it's Volk, and then, you know, you let the people toot their own horns and say whoever they want to say, but, yeah.
Do you think whoever holds that belt necessarily doesn't mean they're the BMF?
It did when George had it. And Gaethje, he's a violent motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's a dangerous motherfucker. He's a bad motherfucker too. But you know, he should have took the fight with Islam. And that you know, kind of solidifies it. You just have to be down any place, anytime. You know what I mean? If you're a fighter, you're a fighter.
Tony Ferguson had David Goggins in his corner. Volk had Mark Zuckerberg in his corner. If you could pick one celebrity, who would you have walk out with you?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L.
So that way when I'm doing something, he can be like, that motherfucker. Yeah, that shit be tight, yeah.
I want to show you an x-ray. Now, this is the x-ray of a fractured skull of a man after he got the flying knee.
He's like 50-something years old when he fought that man. And now that man's getting closer to his age. So
that's very true.
Maybe Karma's a motherfucker. Maybe his skull gets to looking like this one.
So you're not worried about that flying knee at all?
No. Look. Bugs Bunny.
That's a dead bunny?
That's what we do all the time. We Bugs Bunny. We're out hunting all the time. We're not worried about no skulls being cracked.
Okay, because he loves his antics too. He's throwing Pokemon balls. He's doing Thanos celebrations. There'll be none of that this weekend?
I mean, I doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah.